good, hard-fought game. I felt our guys battled and played the right way. All you can ask for is a chance to win the game in the last media timeout, and we had some chances, and we didn't take advantage of some chances, whether it's via free throws or a layup or some open threes. But I loved how we played, and I love this team. I mean, I'm excited about this team. I just think we can continue to get better. The more we have game experience, the more that we get on the floor, especially for those young guys and even the veterans, that we're all gelling together. But as I've said, I really believe Tiger Nation's going to fall in love with this team just based on how hard they play, playing the right way, playing with a scrappy mentality night in, night out, and playing unselfish. So there's a lot of positives to take, and I'm proud of our young men. And we have a quick turnaround. I told our guys that we've got to stay emotionally balanced. I told them before the game that it's a long season. The season's a journey, and we just got to stay emotionally balanced. Can't get too high, too low, and be ready to play on Thursday.
Was Buddy Hield's shot-making ability and experience maybe the difference?
Well, I mean, Buddy, I had said it in the press conference earlier the week that I thought he was a first-round draft pick. He's really good. But we still had our chances. I thought Woodard got a key rebound and a putback, and then there was the call where it looked clean, from my angle, but they called a foul, and so he hit the 2 free throws. And that happens, and that's just part of the game. So, those are 2 big. Those Woodard had a big 4 points there, the 2 free throws and the putback. But there's a reason Buddy's an All-American, because he's you can see his stat line. There's a reason for it. He's terrific.
Josh, can you talk about the challenges of having to juggle guys with 4 fouls, when to put them back in, when to pull them out? Certainly a chess match for you in regards.
Yeah, I mean, look, it is what it is. There's 2 things for this team to be successful. One, we have to stay healthy. I mean, we don't have a lot of margin of error not to stay healthy. We have to be healthy all year long. That's a big key for this team. For our team to have the success that we want to have, we have to be healthy. And, it's almost like at this point with a lot of practices, you're almost treating it in an NBA sense, not fully like that, but just you're doing a lot of shooting and free throwing, and especially after today, a lot of free throwing. But walk through stuff. There's not as much contact as you can do during practice, because you can't afford anything during a practice situation. And as you saw today when we had 2 guys with 4 fouls. That's why our margin of error is not long. It's not a lot, especially in the front court. So we had to juggle, but that's okay. I don't think there's any. If we have to play small ball and we're in foul trouble like that again, we played small, and guys got to make other plays and step up, and we just got to have better defensive rebounding in key situations. And a lot of it's just we got to have those guard rebounds. Just find a way to get those rebounds, especially when we're playing small.
Thoughts on Dedrick, who seemed totally unintimidated by this environment?
Yeah, I think Dedrick's a stud. I don't think there's any question about that. And when you have 22 and 15, I mean, it is what it is. And he probably could have even played a lot better. I mean, that's how good he is. As good as he played, he probably played about 60% of his ability. And I think the more time that he gets on the floor, the better he's going to be. And that's the same thing with KJ, Jeremiah, Nick Marshall, Craig Randall. The more they're on the floor, the better they're going to be. But Dedrick's, he's a stud. There's no other way to deny that.
Josh, how is building off of today's loss different than last season or in years past, when at the beginning of the year you guys were kind of trying to find yourselves? Is today being very competitive against a top 10 team, is that helpful as a building block?
Look, I'm not a big, you lose a game and moral victories. I mean, either you win or lose, because I'll go home and not sleep. So you win so you can be able to sleep at night. But that's you're able to do that. So that being said, I also know for our team that, and I've said this a lot, that for us, we just got to be a team that plays the right way, fights and scraps and plays unselfish and plays with good pace. And that doesn't guarantee wins, but I think Tiger Nation can be proud of their product on the floor, and hopefully we can, as I've said, undersell and overperform. Obviously, we need to get wins and continue to do that, but I think that will take care of itself if we continue to play the right way. And that's, so far at this point of the season, we have gotten better each time we stepped on the floor. Whether it's from our scrimmage to Lemoyne-Owen to Southern Miss to this game, we have gotten better. We still have ways to go and things to clean up, but I think if we continue to get better and continue to play the right way, the wins will take care of themselves.
Josh, yesterday you didn't want to get too much into this game because it was just the next game. But did you guys make a statement today to your fans, to college basketball in general, because of how well you played with such a young team against the number 8 team in the country?
Yeah, I mean, I think people are going to be excited. I think the fans will be excited about this team. I think, I think there was a lot, whether it's via media, whether via fans, probably administration. Everyone was seeing how we're going to play in this type of environment. So, from the outside, you can say, okay, this team's got some, a lot of ability. For me as the head coach, I'm just next game, and we have to just continue to get better, and we can't be having any slip-ups or hangover and not play the right way on Thursday. And so we just got to make sure we continue to get better. And I really believe Tiger Nation wants to see a great product on the floor, and as in terms of just, I keep sounding like a broken record, just playing the right way, playing unselfish, playing with good pace, moving the ball, scrappy. I've said it many times too. I think Jeremiah Martin's going to be a fan favorite. I've said that a long time, and with his energy, and we have a lot of those young guys that just, they have a lot of great energy too.
I know you were actually busy coaching the game, but could you sense, you talk about the fans falling in love with this, could you sense it almost happening as the game progressed?
Yeah, Jeff, like I said last, post game or in the last presser about, we've had some games where the fans have won us the game, like the Gonzaga game and a couple years ago when they couldn't even get the shot off because they messed up on the shot clock. They didn't know because the crowd was so loud. So we've had some games where the crowds willed us to win. I think, whether it's media, fans, people at the U of M probably were wanting to see this team. I mean, I think they were happy how we played against Lemoyne. They were happy how we played against Southern Miss. Obviously, this is a different test. But you're only as good as your last game too, so you got to keep it moving. But I mean, when we were going off the floor, they were clapping. I had more good job coach than I probably had even after some wins. Trust me. Usually, I've been yelled at when we've won some games. They've yelled at me leaving the floor. Here, they had a lot of good job coaches after this game. And of course, I'm joking about that. But so. We just got to make sure that we play. I want us to continue to get better. I just want us to continue to get better and play well on Thursday.
Do you feel like this might be a potential breakthrough game for Markel, especially offensively?
I thought Markel was really good. And we need Markel to play like that every time he steps on the floor. I thought he was a little bit of a slump since last February. And he maybe just kind of got out of it after today's game. He was literally he was playing really well up until last February, but we've got to remember, he's only a redshirt sophomore. He's not a senior. He's got a lot of time left in front of him. So I think this game will hopefully now trigger him moving forward to give him a lot of confidence.
And Jeff had the last question.
How important is it in terms of playing the right way that your stud player that you described, he plays the right, like that he makes the right pass? How important is that to set the tone?
Well, he's extremely unselfish. He's a high level guy, and he's only going to get better with time. The more game experience he gets, he's only going to get better. And even a guy like Shaq's a very unselfish player. So when some of your key guys play unselfishly, it's contagious. But I do want to say that in my time through here, I mean, our teams have been, besides last year, we've had high assist. I mean, and I don't think some of our teams have got enough credit on that, where we've been third in the country in assist, fourth in the country. We've led the league in assist almost every year. So we've been good at moving the ball, but when you have playmakers like Diedrich, like a Shaq, where they're able to move the ball and play unselfish, it's contagious, and everyone. The other thing with Diedrich, he's such a good guy that all his teammates want to see him do well. Like they're halftime in the timeout, they're like, "We're coming to you. We're getting you. We're coming to you. We're finding you. Be ready," because there's no jealousy. They know how good he is, and he's handled it the right way. He's a humble kid. He's a good teammate.